The iPhone 14 has been leaked, and to my surprise, it is completely different from what we all thought. So remember that famous John Prosser iPhone 14 leak? The one that was showing us an iPhone 14 that was heavily inspired by the iPhone 4? We even rendered a concept based on that, and I was just so in love with that design. But unfortunately, the iPhone 14 won't look at all like this. Instead, it is most certainly going to look like this. This is coming from 91 Mobiles, the same tech website that had previously leaked the Pixel 6, the OnePlus 10 Pro, the S22 Plus, the OnePlus Nord 2, the Tab S8 Ultra, and I could go on and on. Most of these leaks were in partnership with OnLeaks, who's had a remarkable track record so far, but even the leaks that were not in partnership with OnLeaks were still shockingly accurate. So because of this, I would definitely put my money on these CAD models from 91 Mobiles being the actual design of the iPhone 14. Alright, so what's new? Well, I found 10 major things that I want to mention here. The first and the biggest one by far being the pill-shaped camera cutout, which is now replacing the notch. Now, this has been previously reported by leaker Dylan DKT, as well as by Ross Young, both with a superb track record. We even rendered our own concept based on those leaks, but there does seem to be a major difference here. You see, in Ross Young's image, the circular cutout was on the left, while the pill-shaped cutout was in the middle. And that made sense, as even on the current iPhone 13s, the front camera is on the left, while the Face ID sensors are on the right. However, based on the CAD model right here, the pill cutout would be on the left, while the circular one would be on the right. And what's even more interesting is that none of them are actually centered with the middle of the phone. Obviously, I would have loved for us to get an iPhone with no notch or no cutouts at all, but it seems like this isn't quite possible just yet, and this is what we get for now. The second thing that I've noticed are the bezels. So if we overlay an image of the iPhone 13 on top, you can probably see that the bezels on the 14 are quite a bit thinner. They now seem to be almost as thin as on the S22 and S22 Plus. I'm saying almost as those still appear to be thinner. Regardless, the bezels are indeed an improvement over the iPhone 13. The third thing that I've noticed in this CAD model, and this is probably the biggest one, and that is the frame. So unlike John's leak that was showing us an iPhone 4 style design, with the metal frame being in the middle and then the two glass sides on the top and bottom, the body of the iPhone 14 looks to be identical to the iPhone 13. There's no sandwich style design at all. Instead, we get a same flat frame look that the iPhone 13 and the iPhone 12 had. But that's not necessarily that unexpected. You see, Apple kept the same iPhone 10 design for 3 generations, with the iPhone 10, the XS, and the iPhone 11. And they also kept the same iPhone 6 design for 4 generations, with a 6, 6S, 7, and 8. Now, you could argue that we did get some small design changes here and there, but the overall look and feel in the hand, and even in terms of the front design, remained unchanged. So in a way, the iPhone 14 would actually be a departure from the cycle, as even though the frame and the back would remain the same, the front is getting a big change with the removal of the notch. And some people might even consider this to be a big redesign because of that. Number 4, the speaker grills have the exact same design as on the iPhone 13s, with 3 holes for the mic and 5 holes for the actual speaker. Sadly, we don't get to see John's version here with the iPhone 4 style speaker, which I would have much preferred. Although, that style of speaker was indeed a dirt magnet. Number 5, the volume buttons are also identical to the iPhone 13s. Same shape, same size, and same positioning. Which is such a shame, as those iPhone 4 style buttons would have looked so awesome. Something else that would be awesome is you guys getting NordVPN, our sponsor for this video. You've all probably heard about NordVPN before, so I'm gonna tell you 3 things that you haven't. 1, it's been rated as the fastest VPN out there. Even in our testing, it managed to achieve almost the same speed as without using a VPN. This is thanks to Nord's proprietary tunneling solution, NordLynx. 2, it features a dark web monitor that scans for your leaked data. And 3, you can create custom presets optimized for downloading, browsing, and more that automatically get applied whenever you open an app or go to a specific link. Click the link below or go to nordvpn.com/ZOTVPN to get an exclusive discount plus a bonus. And with a 30-day money-back guarantee, you're free to try Nord without any risks. And now, back to the video with the 6th thing that I've noticed on this CAD model, which is the camera module on the back. which unlike John's leak, where the lenses were sitting perfectly flat on the back, we do have a camera bump here, which from the looks of it is literally identical to the iPhone 13 Pro's, which means no periscope module and no major increases in terms of the physical size of the sensors either. The seventh thing that I've noticed is the SIM tray, more specifically the presence of it. And that's because we've seen some leaks saying that the SIM tray would be going away in favor for an eSIM-only iPhone. Sadly, this is no longer the case, which is a shame. I am myself a strong advocate for eSIM-only phones. As I already mentioned on my channel throughout the years, I got mugged at one point and I had my then iPhone 5S stolen from me. The thieves quickly removed my SIM card and I had been unable to track it to this day. However, with an eSIM, you would not be able to remove the SIM card as there just isn't one. Of course, that we already have support for eSIM right now, but because regular SIM is still an option, the majority of people are just using that instead. Number 8, this is actually quite big, and that's the fact that this is the iPhone 14 Pro model. Now, the iPhone 14 Pro Max would share a lot of the details of the 14 Pro, but the other two models would not. According to a number of leaks and rumors, the non-Pro models of the iPhone 14 would actually have the same sized bezels as the iPhone 13s. So only the 14 Pro models would be getting those thinner bezels. On top of this, the non-Pro iPhone 14 models are said to keep the same notch as the iPhone 13. It is unclear why this is, but maybe the new pill plus hole cutout is quite expensive to manufacture, reason why only the Pro models would get it. So, just judging from the CAD model, it looks like Apple's not really making any massive changes aside from the front. And the non-Pro models are pretty much remaining the same. But there are a couple of more changes that I do want to mention here, which are related to the iPhone 14 in general. At number 9, I have some updates in terms of the lineup. 95's Mac sources confirmed that the iPhone mini would be discontinued, which actually mirrors previous rumors. On top of this, they also confirmed the existence of the iPhone 14 Max, a 6.7-inch version of the iPhone 14. The mini was something that people were asking for, but once they got it, not that many people actually bought it. Reason why Apple's now discontinuing it. So if you want to grab the mini version of the iPhone, now's probably your last chance. And at number 10, we have the chip confusion. According to Ming-Chi Kuo, only the Pro models would be getting the new Apple A16 chip, with the 14 and 14 Max to actually retain the same Apple A15 chip that the iPhone 13s got. And on top of this, he also stated that the Pro models would be getting LPDDR5 memory as opposed to LPDDR4X, which is what the non-Pro models would be getting. And these rumors were also reiterated by 95 Max sources. However, they also stated that Apple could actually use the higher-end version of the A15 chip. So I don't know how many of you noticed, but although both the iPhone 13 and 13 Pro come with the Apple A15 chip, the one inside the Pro models has one extra GPU core. If Apple are to use this version, they could literally rebrand it to A15X or even A16, and then they could call the one inside the Pro models the A16 Pro. I think this would make more sense. Otherwise, people would simply skip the non-Pro models of the iPhone 14 entirely, as they would have the same design, the same camera, the same notch, and even the same chip as the iPhone 13. But the good news here is that according to Ming-Chi Kuo, they would all come with 6 GB of RAM. Whereas with the iPhone 13, the Pros had 6, while the regulars had 4. So there is at least that upgrade to look forward to. But let me know in the comments, what do you guys think? Are you disappointed that the iPhone 14 is basically going to be the same as the 13? And what do you think of the improvements that the Pro models are getting? And definitely subscribe if you want to see more Leaks and Rumors episodes like this one, and stay tuned for the Mac Studio and the Apple Display videos, because those are coming very, very soon. I'm Daniel, this has been Zen of Tech, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Zen of Tech, signing out.